The skills I needed to make $100,000 in my corporate tech job were different than the ones I needed to make $100K as a solo entrepreneur. In this video, I'll share the 7 key skills that finally allowed me to match my 9-to-5 salary, but now with the freedom of working for myself. To give some context, 2 years ago, I quit my dream data science job to become an entrepreneur. However, what I didn't fully appreciate at the time is that making $100,000 a year at a company is much easier than on your own. Even though I had these highly valued skills such as Python, AI engineering, data analytics, and more, 1 year after quitting, I was working 60 hours a week just to make $3,000 a month. The problem was that my technical skills were not enough to build a business that paid me the same as my full-time role. To do that, I needed to develop a handful of non-technical skills. Here, I'll review those skills one by one to hopefully make this transition a little easier for those on a similar journey. The first skill was talking to customers. If you can't explain what you do and why it matters, you'll always be undervalued and overlooked. This was something I learned quickly doing AI consulting. I'd see people with less technical skills making much more money than me simply because they could explain their impact more effectively. The best way I found to get better at this was by doing it. I did this by posting YouTube videos and putting a discovery call link in my video descriptions. This allowed me to do 65 discovery calls with people ranging from solo founders to CEOs of 1,000-person companies. The second skill was an essential mindset shift. At the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey, I was asking the wrong question. I started by asking, what work can I do? When I should have started by asking, what problems can I solve? The issue with the former is that the value of work is context dependent. For example, when I was working at Toyota, I trained an ML model that saved a business unit $1 million. Conversely, if I spent the same amount of effort training a model on data from Kaggle, it would be worth about $0. The beauty of entrepreneurship is that you can choose the problems that you want to solve. The challenge, however, is picking the right problem given your current skills or what you can learn quickly. Even if you build a solution to a specific problem, that doesn't guarantee people will actually give you money for it. This is why I needed to learn how to validate product and service ideas as quickly as possible. The best advice I've gotten for this is to sell first. In other words, before actually building the solution, preparing the minimum amount of information a customer would need to make a purchase decision and trying to sell it. For example, when I was first exploring AI education offers, I'd test workshop ideas by first making a syllabus for it and then asking 100 prospects on LinkedIn if they would buy it. If they said yes, that would be a great sign. If they said no, I'd ask them why not. This allowed me to invalidate bad ideas in about 48 hours and improved my mental model of the AI education market. Other ways I've done this are making LinkedIn posts about specific pain points that I want to solve, posting polls about ideas on LinkedIn or YouTube, or building a landing page. While many offers can be compressed into a short DM or email, others require more information. This is where creating a landing page has helped me. A landing page is simply a website that's designed to turn visitors into leads or customers. It does this by calling out a specific pain point for a target customer, describing a solution, and sharing a call to action. Although there are endless ways to structure a landing page, here are the essential components. At the top, you'll have a headline that gets the target customer to keep reading. Below that, you'll have a subheader that describes your offer in one line. Below that, you'll have a call to action like join the waitlist, book a discovery call, or buy now. And beyond that, you'll have additional information for people who aren't convinced yet. This last component will vary based on what you're selling and to whom, which brings us to skill number 5. Another Another form of communication I've been forced to learn is the kind that gets people to take action. This is the goal of copywriting. While I'm still very much a noob at this, a fundamental rule of copywriting is the bigger the ask, the longer the copy. For example, a CTA like join waitlist or download freebie might get 30% of people to convert from just a headline and subheader, while a $20 a month subscription or a $2,500 bootcamp will require more evidence that your offer is actually worth it. This evidence might be things like social proof, in other words, customer reviews, testimonials, or logos, describing the customer's problem in a way that gets them to say, "That's right," listing the key benefits and transformation that customers can expect, explaining how it works or showing a demo, or saying who this is for and who it is not for. Although the dream is that customers find your landing page and convert while you sleep, this won't happen by accident. What finally helped me do this is building a funnel. The goal of a funnel is to attract promising prospects at the top and filter them into paying customers as efficiently as possible. People at the top of the funnel are far from buying, people at the bottom are close. Although the details of this, again, will depend on what you're selling, here's what that looks like for my AI cohorts. To attract promising prospects, I post free educational AI content on YouTube. In the video's descriptions, I share a link to a free 30 AI project ideas guide. People who opt in are sent a series of emails that welcome them to the newsletter. On the newsletter, I send weekly emails with AI project ideas and free resources. When a new cohort is launched, I share it multiple times with newsletter subscribers, from which a small percentage actually enroll in the cohort. This final skill comes up for things like validating offers, creating landing pages, and building funnels, which is being unoriginal. Originality in business is risky. Most new ideas fail, landing pages are hard to write, and funnels take time to optimize. However, if you start from what's already working for others, you'll save yourself months of doing things that don't work. I learned this the hard way. For the longest time, I brushed off AI education because I didn't want to be yet another YouTuber with a course. But there's a reason why this is popular, because there's a market for it. So whenever you can, find people who are ahead of you and just copy them. I hope this video saves you much of the pain and confusion I've experienced over the past 2 years. If you have any questions about these skills or any to add to the list, please let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for your time, and thanks for watching.